I cannot believe that I'm doing this again. This is like, I think, the fifth time I'm recording this. Two times the audio got corrupted. Well, the first time I didn't select audio channels. Anyway, here I go. So for this automation that I'm going to show you, first of all, I want to show you a little bit how everything works and what you need and stuff. Yeah. First of all, you're going to need a controller. Second of all, you're going to need a grid. I specifically choose crafting grid because then you can use that to craft items, right? Because just the regular grid does just allow for just grabbing items and putting items out. So these two are pretty important, but the most important of all is the disk drive and the disk inside of it. You're going to have to make a storage disk and preferably fill that with a storage part. And then you're going to need a pattern grid. You might need a crafting monitor. It's not technically not necessarily, but necessary. But if a craft sort of like hangs up, you can just cancel the craft from one of these monitors. And then I think most importantly is one of the crafters. This one currently is a little bugged, as you can see. Anyway, so in these crafters, I can show you how the pattern grid works. So in here, let's say I wanted to create a reactor, right? So then I put the recipe in here. As you just saw, I pressed R, by the way, which is the shortcut to open how you view a recipe. And then I just press the move items, right? As you would in a crafting window. And then I just press create here. And then I grab the pattern from here, like so. And then I just put these into the crafter, right? Which probably better to put it in the other one because, well, you can see them, right? So yeah, let's put these in there as well. So now if I go over here, I can actually press the recipe that I just did, the reactor's starter reactor, right? So I want to make 32 of these because you need 36. Whatever. So you get the drill. It actually tells you what you're missing, right? So if I wanted to make 32 of these, it's telling me that I'm missing iron. So that's pretty neat. And then there's another way to make a recipe, which is making a processing, right? So if I wanted to make a charcoal, I put that in the charcoal slot, and I put the log in the log slot. Oops, did not mean to do that. And then I can just edit these, see if I wanted to make a big recipe, a very huge recipe. I set these, well, not huge, but if I have items or a craft that might require multiple items of, like, let's say, a lot of, God, what's a good example? Let's see here. I want to blast these. I can make them into steel ingots, I guess. So something that requires a lot of iron or steel, you could just do a big recipe this way, right? And then you just make that recipe. Simple, right? Anyway, we already got this set up. But anyway, so that's how you do a processing one. Which one specifically, however, like for example, this machine right here. By the way, this is where the recipe that I just talked about goes into this one. Because it's the furnace, right? It makes this stuff, and then just nothing is changed in this crafter really. However, now we get to a more complicated machine here, the energizing orb. You cannot insert more than what the recipe accepts, right? So, for example, we want to make energized steel in specific. Or specifically, so it uses, let's see, this as the recipe, gold and iron, right? But the machine, if you request from the recipe that we have here, which is, as I just explained, if you send multiple items into this thing, I'll show you right now. So, for example, like this, it's not going to craft anything because it's the recipe is all wrong, right? So what we can do to counter that sort of is this crafter mode here, redstone pulse inserts next set. So we have a redstone the receiver and transmitter. You could just use regular redstone. It's not a big deal, right? But this is how it works, right? The recipe gets put in, the output gets put into the hopper, because as you saw, not everything gets put in the hopper. Basically, only the output does. And then it gets inserted into the chest. And when a chest has an item in it, a comparator will light up, right? So then I use a repeater to have a little bit of delay, because if I don't, then sometimes it sends in multiple items, which is not good, right? Yeah, so that's basically how you automate that. I think I explained that correctly. So now if I did, for example, if I wanted just one, or well, makes two, but so I can do that from my storage over here. Now, if I wanted to make 10, let's see how that goes, right? It gets sent into the chest, and then when it gets removed, the signal stops. For some reason, it locked itself for some reason. That's weird. That shouldn't happen at all. So let's try again. It's a little finicky. I guess it does have to do with the timing here, so I'm just going to increase that a little bit more. Cool. Oh, it's working now. Nice. Alright, so everything is working again. Cool. So yeah. That's how you automate this. If you don't know how the power works, or Powah, you need these, or energizing rather, you need these rods to even send energy to this thing, because it doesn't accept one from a cable of any sort. So you do only need the rod, right? Cool. Yeah. Let's see how the auto crafting works. Gonna need a little bit of redstone, I think, and then possibly some some of that. So let's put these two in. Let's say I wanted to create the yeah, you can just do it from here. 32 of these, was it? I think so. 32, because you need yeah, I kind of need to make the iron bar recipe again. Oops, my bad. And then we just put that in here. Actually, I'm just gonna move all of this into the other crafter because it's faster, right? So now we request 32 of these. Oops. So we needed uraninite. Cool, we got that now. So let's finally make these. I've been doing this tutorial. I've been saying these words multiple times today. It's actually fucking annoying is what it is. First time, I think the audio didn't record because I did something wrong with the settings. The other time, I think I uploaded it and then it got like it said it didn't work, so I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I just uploaded it again, but I already deleted the footage from my computer, so I couldn't do that. And then the third time, again, the audio got corrupted because of my microphone, and it's fucking annoying buzzing, right? So yeah, you need 36 of these and then just place it down, because it'll build itself. Now, it didn't consume all my items, but it's because I'm in creative mode, so let's change that to survival. Oops, that was fucking stupid. Alright, so yeah, so now it's going to consume all my items, right? Yeah, cool. Awesome. So that's how that works. Very cool. Yeah, smell you later.